Middle River Club or Middle River Club issues. Anything to do with the pool, the entryway, the clubhouse, the dock, save it for an MRC meeting. Also, in case there's any confusion, the Middle River Club is governed separately, whereas Robert Killian, our wonderful manager, is our manager for River Shores. And then the other thing I want to say, so there's no confusion when you're looking at all this information, is the board knows that spending money on any substantial discretionary project at this time would be financially irresponsible. You're seeing roof replacement and termite tenting on our agenda because it is our responsibility to make contingency plans and to solicit bids, which, by the way, costs the association nothing. We have an upcoming structural integrity study, and we need to be well prepared before that happens. It is our hope that when this legally mandated study is completed, we will be in good shape and worry-free, but we can't wait until then to get our ducks in a row. We should have the results of that study in November, and it will only be at that time that we can thoughtfully consider any decision regarding spending. And now I'm going to sit down and be quiet, and Mrs. Roberts is going to run this meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
I did want to say for anybody who's on Zoom, if they have any questions or they want to ask anything, the chat is open, so you're welcome to do that. In between each section, I'm going to open it up to homeowners if they have any questions on these certain areas. We're going to start with page 1 on the packet. It is going to be a policy change. We're going to update the rules and regulations for the parking at River Shores. It's going to say, at Heather Hall, the board of directors for River Shores has agreed that 4 spaces may be used exclusively as an easement for RS boat owner trailer parking, as to not interfere with the community standards of aesthetics. That was the original word. We're adding, trailer parking is limited to no more than 21 consecutive days. Homeowners are then required to remove said trailer from the property for a minimum of 7 days after the 21-day limit has been reached, so as to allow for availability for all River Shores homeowners. This is mostly because we had, I guess before me, we had some issues and complaints as we came in, council came in, about the trailers being parked there and never moving. And so because there are only 4 spaces, and we do want the community to understand that trailer parking is going to be allowed, we don't want it not to be encouraged because you have a river, you have boats, it's allowed. However, for the availability of everyone and the respect of everyone, there are 230 unit homeowners who should be allowed to use those 4 spaces. And so this is going to allow those spaces to be available for those other people. In case of obviously we'll give leeway sometimes, but mostly this is going to be adhered to because as stated by Robert earlier, we did look at quotes for roofing replacements and termite tenting. One of the reasons why the board requested proposals for roof replacement was because, as everybody is aware, during the most recent property insurance renewal, there was an increase. The increase of the cost was $225,000 from last year, as shown on page 2. Oh, I'm sorry, hold on. I have to give Zoom page 2. Okay? $225,000. Now, it was actually notified by, hold on, wait, let me start over. So the reason why I'm bringing this up as the second point is because there's another policy change. There's going to be a vote with the board of directors on Monday to change the insurance agent for the property, specifically because with the increase, there also came a notification from the insurance agency or the insurance carrier that they did an inspection of the property, and that the inspection of the property came back and said, well, your roof is very old and it needs to be replaced. not redone, replaced. And with all due respect, as a property manager, if I see that there was a letter sent out and then an increase of substantial $225,000, my first inkling is to say, well, would it be possible for the manager or anybody, the agent, preferably the agent, because the agent is the primary contact when it comes to insurance increases. Would the agent not have tried to reach out to the carrier months prior, because they usually start their renewal 3 months prior, and say, is there any issues where we may see a foreseeable increase for whatever reason? And if that would be the case, they would come to you, tell you about the roof, and now you can take that $225,000 and possibly do something about the roof, so that maybe you couldn't, okay, so maybe you would have had to discuss a special assessment, but the special assessment would have only been for maybe $1,000 a unit. And then you would have had a brand new roof, and your insurance would have stayed at the same price, $475,000, and you wouldn't have to worry about an increase next year or the year prior. Exactly. Money away. Exactly. So technically there was a $225,000 increase that just went to insurance that could have gone towards the roof instead. And so this is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, this is what I was trying to mention. And if you like, on page 3 page 3 and 4 is the actual recommendation letter from the agent regarding I'm just trying to get it in page 4, everybody who's on, and everybody in Zoom see it? If not, please let me know.
Yes, I can see it, thank you.
We're on, we can see page 3. Yeah.
Yeah, on page 3, and then I'm going to give you page 4 right there where it says the built-up roof cover. So page 3 and page 4, it mentions it. So as I stated, the reason for this bringing up is because we are going to have a vote to change the insurance agent. I have worked with the insurance agent that the association is going to bring in. He's coming back. He's coming here next week to review the property. He's a little bit more proactive, and like I said, the idea is to look within the future to try and anticipate things 10, 11, 12 months ahead of time, so this way we can see any foreseeable issues, and we can let people know about these issues, and we can then get a understanding from the homeowners as to how to proceed with these issues, okay? So yes, we are getting proposals for roof. They're coming in at about $500,000. However, I don't have actual proposals, so I couldn't include them in the packet for you. Now, with that being said, I have received, again, I've received contact and I've spoken with some homeowners about, wait, we have, Robert, a roof maintenance agreement at the property. And yes, since 2005, I believe, we have a roof maintenance agreement at the property, page 4. So page 4, page 5, show that the roofer does come out and he does do maintenance of the property. He puts an applied fibered aluminum coating on the property, okay? It's a applied aluminum, fibered aluminum coating on the property. With regards to the coating itself, I'm not going to speak on that item. Page 6 does mention, so hold on one second. So page 4, page 5. Page 5 talks about the actual maintenance of the roofs and whatnot. With regards to the aluminum coating, I've spent several weeks with different roofers talking about different roof coating and roofing things. And I'm not going to talk about the actual roof coating itself because there are pros and cons to it. And I do apologize, in page 6 of the paragraph, I do mention the cons of aluminum roof coating, but that was only because I could not find another page that actually talked about, at the very bottom, the last point is the most important point. So your contract talks about maintenance of the roof at 15% of all the roofs per year. The coating, the aluminum coating, requires a maintaining of a recoating every 3 to 4 years. Well, at 15% of the contract, your actual maintenance schedule is 6.5 years. So there's a problem with having a roof coating maintenance that goes 6.5 years, but it needs to be reapplied every 3 to 4 years. Do you understand?
Yes.
That's all I'm gonna. That's all. To be honest, I can't. I could go into the actual coating itself, but if I went into the actual coating itself, I would not be. It would not behoove me to do this because I spoke with some roofers and some roofers loved it and some roofers hated it. But every roofer agreed on this specific information, including SK Roofing, the actual vendor who actually applies the roofing coat. He's actually mentioned how 15% every year is just not enough. And he actually mentioned possibly putting on a different type of coating on the roof. But again, not my thing, because the insurance mentions it's the original roof, and it's got cracking. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'd like to share something with everybody, because it's relevant to the roof, okay? I was in the pool probably about 3 years ago, 2.5, I can't really remember. And there was a group of young people in their full 40s, 30s, and one gentleman came over to me. He said, I'm in the pool. He was drunk as a skunk. I asked him something, and he told me the story of his life. I believe it. Including the fact that he owned a roofing company. Okay? And then, in the course of the conversation, said to me, he'd been on our roof. And I said, why? The only question I asked is, why were you on our roof? And he said that he was thinking of buying a unit in the company because the roof was in very poor condition. So, I know every year we have seen the financial report, and it says about how long will the roof last. It says the same thing at the time, 10 years, 10 years. I'm telling you, this is a conversation that I did not try to develop. It just came to me that a man who was in the roofing business said, I'm not buying here, but it's a roof business.
Absolutely. I was going to say, if anybody has any questions, now's the time. Yeah.
The roofing bids that have been submitted to the RFP.
I don't have any. So right now, I only have. Yeah.
What is the material that you're requesting?
So I'm actually requesting 3 different types of material. I'm asking quotes for PPO, polyurethane, so PVC, and then the actual same tar and asphalt that's currently on the roof. So, I'm asking for all 3 because I wanted to see comparable prices. And like I said, when I speak to different roofers, I can see the sales pitch, and I can see that they're leaning towards a certain way. But as being in the business, right, I even ask, engineering companies and engineers, and they say it depends on the roof, and it depends on that, and then it depends on your budget. Yes. So technically there are 3 types of RPOs out there. Okay. Yeah.
Robert, I have a question.
Yeah. One moment. I have a lady in the
Okay.
stand, and then I'll go.
All right, very good, thank you.
Yeah.
We're doing this case because the insurance already went up.
Yeah.
$220,000.
Correct.
I have a house that goes up, I did all my windows, my doors, doesn't matter. They're gonna raise it anyway.
Yeah.
And this doesn't say that it appears. It appears that probable or not sure, but they want us to get the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, it went up 220,000 because of the roof, or?
Well, so no, actually, mostly yes, because as you can see on page, again, the letter specifically say we did an inspection And the only thing that came up on the inspection was the built-up roof covers. And again, it appears to be and it is the original roof. It is the original roof. I can tell you that it's the original roof. So, hold on. Okay, yeah. It's more than 4 years. You can talk because I have a gentleman who was on Zoom who wants to do it. So, yes.
Okay, yes, and I'm going to complete with, there's two things I'm thinking about.
Yes.
And the other thing is I went and looked through 50 year, which all every condo the Florida has to go through, and others have.
Yes.
So, I mean, this is like, don't forget these are sales people that want to make money.
Yes.
And I would want to know that, hey, we get the new roof, are you telling me my insurance is going to go down? 200, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
So I can
understand my point.
I understand your point. So, okay. So the roof was inspected during the 40 and the 50. And they said, like I said, it was inspected by an engineer, and it did say there's no problems and whatnot. But again, when they look at those inspections, they look at currently what's going on now. An insurance person kind of looks at how many leaks have we had? Like how much maintenance have we done? If you look at page 8, on page 8, you can see the actual work, the maintenance that has been done in the past year on the roof, and it's mostly 15% on the areas that we've had roof leaks, right? It's not actually been regular maintenance, it's been repairs to actual affected areas.
The maintenance, but so I'm just saying, it says hospital, it doesn't say, well, if you replace it, we're going to replace it.
I have not seen, I have never seen, as a matter of fact, I've seen where you've actually gotten rebates from insurance carriers for new roofs.
Well, that'd be great.
So, but again, I want everybody to understand that I'm not encouraging a new roof. I'm simply giving everybody the information as to why we're getting quotes for a new roof, because it's, in essence, I'm just your manager. I do whatever the board says to do, and the board technically does whatever the homeowners want, okay? And if the homeowners say, you know what, the maintenance agreement is fine by me, and we're okay with the insurance at the actual cost, that's fine. I'm assuming the answer is no to that to that statement, because again, $225,000 increase, but I'm not you. You have. Yeah, I'm sorry, sir, go ahead.
Time for my question.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, this is Dave Bowie, Essex 204. So,
Yeah.
so the question I had, and let's just say for sake of our argument, that we do make a decision to do something with the roof, and we have someone do some work on the roof. Where does that leave us with respect to the existing SK contract? As I understand it, we're under contract until 2030 or 2031. Is that correct?
I've spoken with SK, and SK has told me that if the association looks into actual re-roofing, then he's willing to stop any maintenance and forego any further. Yeah, because
I got you. In other words, it wouldn't be a situation where we would do some work on the roof, but then we would still be stuck with a maintenance agreement that we might or might not otherwise want to still have in place. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that answers my question.
And then anybody who asked or who would like to know, I did reach out to SK about a quote for re-roofing as well, and unfortunately they don't actually do full re-roofing, they only do roof coat. So I did ask SK, and if you see on the report how come Rob hasn't reached out to SK, he must not like SK. That's not true. I actually reached out to SK all the time. This is how I got the information from SK.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Sir? Yes. So the